But it's just it's yeah, but we were talking about authentic conversations, and I do a lot of gaming. I have a PC and everything, so I'm quite heavily into gaming. It would be my hobby, and I do invest a lot in it.
Yeah.
And one of the
Do you think you could make up to like be like ninja in that?
I wouldn't say I'm skilled in that way.
Because he's not a PC user. He's more of like a
No,
console
he's PC.
user.
He's PC.
Oh, is he? I
Oh,
thought he's a
100%.
console user.
No. He's definitely PC.
I always see him on consoles and shit.
Because probably a lot of brand deals and stuff. Oh, he definitely does use consoles, and then especially whenever it comes to games that are exclusive for different consoles,
Yeah.
PCs usually the last to get anything.
KSI is another example.
So, but he's very much. He started off gaming, and I loved his gaming things. Oh, he did a lot of horror games.
FIFA and all that.
Yeah, and then FIFA. But he doesn't touch games anymore at all. He's a very interesting character.
Yeah.
He was also on True Geordie, but not recently. And I'd love to hear his
I would love
recent...
to have a conversation with him.
Oh my goodness.
Just to like the little bit of the journey, just how he is now as well.
Yeah, because him as a person is crazy. He's an example of someone who's been through extreme conditioning. He's not had a normal life.
Yeah.
He's not had normal friends.
Yeah.
He's not had normal relationships. But because whenever it came to the boxing matches, the YouTuber boxing matches, KSI fighting Logan Paul, KSI fighting oh my goodness, can't remember his name.
Logan Paul, yeah.
But the one before that was the first one.
Logan Paul, the only thing I rate for him is his business sense.
Oh, he knows how to run a business. Apart from that,
nothing else.
Yeah, it's hard to side with him.
It's no disrespect, but it's just real, like the way I see things.
Yeah, I just wouldn't like my little sister, watching any of his content. It's very fake, in my opinion, and
yeah, I think just in general.
But anyway, so seeing KSI's kind of, he's got such an odd determination and self-belief. His self-belief is unlike anyone else's.
I think when you've done stuff for fun and been yourself for so long that you're happy and it's made you such a fortune that you're like, you can provide for everybody and like keep everything. Now you have to keep this up, and but you don't have to change. You can only just be yourself. It's an incredible thing.
And he's done that, and he's got a lot of backlash from changing away from gaming.
But what do you expect though? Because a lot of people,
so young when he started.
Yeah, no, not just that, but you can only do some things so much.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even gonna lie. You never know when this podcast shit ends. Like, I'm just enjoying this right now.
Is this more of a hobby for you or a job?
Right now, it's definitely a hobby, something fun. Like, just now, we've done what? I don't know. Wait. How long have we been? Been an hour and 45 minutes in.
Damn. Oh, but it doesn't feel like it.
And it doesn't feel like it. We just had, like, a literally good conversation.
Yeah, and it's nice. It's therapeutic, isn't it?
It's therapeutic. And we've talked about mental health. We just talked about ourselves in mental health states. Like
as if it's nothing.
Not like we wouldn't talk about it in a private setting, but like not a lot of people would.
Not a lot of people at all. And it's not saying that like, oh, shame on you for not. What do you want to do? Someone says, hi, how are you doing? Are you having a good day? It's like, oh no, actually, I've been a bit depressed. This happened, that happened. You're passing each other in the corridor. It's hard to find the time to actually talk about these things.
You'll be like, yeah.
Or you're going on a night out, and that's when you see all your friends, but you don't want to bring down the vibe or anything. It's very difficult to be open, but very important to. And especially me doing dentistry and stuff and seeing a lot of patients, and I definitely have a very holistic approach to my work. I love, and it helps so much. It helps. I've only had a few patients, and it really does. It's crazy how already I know how important it is to build a good rapport with your patient, to be on the same page, to understand each other, not just them understanding me, but I need to understand them as well.
Yeah.
And I think that's why me and my friend did want to start a podcast. And
I remember.
Yeah, I remember you messaging it. Yeah. So all intentions were there. We had loads of topics, and so our podcast was going to be very much mental health.
Yeah, very mental health. Yeah.
To help us, because in uni there's only so much holistic that they can teach you. Holistically, sorry, because first things first, you need to know how to do the procedure. You know, you can't blame them for that. You need to know that. And Bristol Uni do dental school is very good, and they do teach us a lot about the mental side.
Yeah.
But not enough, in my opinion, because I think you'd have to have another 5-year course to actually. So I think you should do physical side and then cover the mental side, and then you're good to teach.
Yeah.
But you're gonna have to just. We don't have that much time. I don't have that much money to spend in university. I need to go out, earn money, and I'll learn it on the way.
Yeah.
But that's why I wanted to make
That's
a
the
podcast
thing as well.
well.
That's what the thing as well. Where you get to, as people anyway, when we go to uni, not everything that we've learned go. I'd say about 20%, maybe 20%
Goes into real life practice.
goes into real life problems. Except for yours, I think you need everything that you need to know from there.
That's true, but
Because that's people's like health.
yeah. We learn very applicable. Our theory is very applicable, you know, and it's not like Pythagoras' theorem, where you'll never use it again,
Yeah.
unless you're in a specific. So ours is, but that doesn't mean to say that every time I ask one of my supervisors for advice, they'll always say like, well, oh, but in real life it's going to be like this, so you know, be cautious of that and things.
Yeah.
It's so for every course, every aspect of life,
Yeah.
it's like that.
That's interesting though. What made you go to dentistry, by the way?
Yeah,
Never got to ask you that.
Yeah, no. Whenever I was not a smart boy. Not in that I didn't have any drive for education.
Yeah.
I didn't have a motivation to learn things like that. I just did it because I had to. I didn't know why I was doing it. But anyway, so my grades were a bit poor, and then whenever it came to GCSEs and whenever you had to start acting up, I quickly noticed that I really love sciences. So I did great in all of those. I did very well, and but I'm not a naturally smart person. I can't read something that goes in my head. I have to slave over it, write it out 100 times. Well, but it takes me so long. It's so exhausting, but it stays for longer. I feel like
you're more hands-on though.
Oh yeah, 100%. Oh, that was okay. So then once it comes to A level, I picked all sciences. I knew I was a chatterbox, and I knew I didn't want to stay behind a desk in my job. I knew I wanted to help people. I get such a satisfaction from, you know, I think it was Abraham Lincoln that said to heal someone else's heartache is to heal one's own.
Facts.
And I love quotes and things like that.
Love
so that really resonated with me, and that was true, especially going through a time growing up where you're not sure about yourself, you're not happy all the time. It was a very motivational thing. So obviously being a doctor was the first thing. I don't have any anybody medical in my family apart from my auntie who is a dentist, in fact. But that's the only person, so I was never exposed to it. But anyway, so the first thing was like, being a doctor. So I did my work experience, and I realized that there's a lot of things I realized. So one thing was
a lot of people don't realize as well, work experience is very important. The fact
is,
that you found that so early is so important to this story.
So especially because the course has changed now, but in Bristol dentistry, it took me until the very end of second year to actually see a patient or to do any dentistry. It was all theory before that. So only then would I have known, oh wait, it's not for me if I didn't do work experience. So 100% do your work experience. But so I did it, and so as a GP, you see your patients, but it's very hard to build a relationship with them. And if anything's wrong, God forbid, you're not going to be the one that treats it. You'll refer them to someone else. So I didn't like that. And another thing I didn't like was then whenever it comes to, because I love hands-on work, I love intricate details and things like that. So then I was like, okay, maybe a surgeon. Like I'll just do medicine, and then not just, but and then go to the surgery side. So I looked at the surgery side as well, and my goodness, you get a lot of patients in East Belfast, especially with people getting kneecapped and everything.
Trust me.
Yeah.
Right.
So and I went in, and do you know what? It's so odd, but when I walk into a hospital, it'd be different, obviously. So when I walk into the hospital, I just get depressed. I just feel like it's so miserable. Everything's great. I see all these people suffering.
I cut my that's an interesting story because I cut my hand here.
Yeah.
Like quite deep actually.
Yeah, and that's quite an important.
Yeah, quite just especially here.
Yeah, you've got a lot of connections there with the muscles and tendons.
A lot of tendons, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to the hospital now. It took me about an hour just to see a thing. Everyone was so depressing.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck.
And that's just people waiting. Like, what about people then who've been broken bad news, things like that? So
I found out if you have certain things.
And it's the worst. Not only delivering that, but anyway. And I was gonna say it's obviously different when you're a trained personnel and you're there with the intention to make it better.
Yeah.
it's a lot better whenever you know things that can be done.
So you know you can do something about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I was like, I don't think this is good for me. I don't think I can do this, but there is a lot of things that I like. So then I went with my aunt, and she owns her own dental practice, and yeah, I know.
Peace,
yeah, she's worked very, very hard. So she learned in Iran first,
Oh,
did dentistry
wow.
there, and then to come to England.
To have your own dentistry.
Yeah, but the thing is, to come to England, not only do you have to do all the English exams, all that stuff, you have to do the whole dentistry course again. So
Not just that, but you also have to learn what goes on in the business sense.
Oh, that's a whole
different thing. You cannot
while managing your patients.
Trust me. Oh my
while
fucking
paying
God.
for then some of the materials and pretty much all the materials in dentistry are so expensive.
Every country's politics when it comes to business is completely different to what we do.
Yeah. So years and years of work. She really worked so hard to get to where she is today. She deserves every bit of it, every bit of her success. But anyway, she was very very lovely, and I'm very close with her. And she invited me on to work shadow her, and I was looking, and the way she worked with her assistants, the way she worked with her patients, the obvious immediate relationship. You can see the relationship she's already built with these patients in the first second. You can't build that in a GP practice. So I just fell in love with it. So I was like, this is what I want. I hadn't done anything hands-on. This is what I love. So I did it. I didn't get in. You had to get 3 A's. I got 2 A's and a B in A levels, and that was so heartbreaking because I was doing so well up until then. I had a hiccup in physics, and I love physics, but got a B in it.
Yeah.
And I took a year out. That year out was the most difficult and most character building year of my life. For sure. I had all the crazy thoughts in my head. I had all ups and downs, ups, and guys, just going through so much, and that really made me who I am today. I wouldn't change anything. I'd go through the same thing. I'd fail again just to have that year. And then I came to dentistry, and again, until late in second year, I didn't really start treating patients or doing any dentistry, practicing on plastic teeth, whatever. It was all theory, and it was getting quite difficult and straining once you've done like 50 exams and you still haven't seen a patient.
With no patients.
Yeah. But I stuck through it because of that year. I knew this is what I wanted. This is what I have to do. So I did it. I put in all the hours. And once I got patients, it is the most rewarding line of work you can ever do.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's very difficult, 100%. Any medical profession, nursing, all that. It's so difficult. It's so draining. But the only reason people do it is because of how rewarding it is. Like, you change someone's life.
Yeah. I get what you mean. Medicine in general is something that you cannot stop learning for.
I like that as well because I'm quite a nerd, and I'm not saying nerd as in
shout
I'm
out
smart.
to the nerds and
shout out to the
cool
nerds.
now.
Exactly. Yeah.
We're cool.
Big up.
Nerds are cool.
Not that I'm smart, but like I do love learning.
Yeah.
And one of the things they tell you at the start is like, are you sure dentistry? Like, it is a lifelong learning alongside medicine, nursing, all that. There's a lot of careers that are like that, but it is a lifelong learning. You have to be on top.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Yeah, that is, and it is one of the best parts about it. But it's so rewarding. So yeah, so that was kind of my whole thing. But it was a shit show in terms of kind of coming to that conclusion.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah. Of doing
but
that.
At least you've known as soon as you touched, before you even entered uni, before you risking that debt, and saying, this is what I want.
Yeah, because I've got 5 years of it as well, so that's a lot of debt.
That's a lot of debt.
And it's so frustrating whenever I tell people what I do, and like, I'm a dental student, like, oh, lots of money in that. I was like, if I was in this for the money, I'd be out within the first year.
First year, you're gone.
It's the money.
Money is
gone. It's never worth it.
If you do certain things for money, you'll be done by the first year.
100%.
Not maybe 6 months.
I think
like as an example, because doing this podcast for 2 years, do you think other podcasts wouldn't have started by then? By now, where are they now?
That's true. They've gone.
They've either gone, they've stopped,
yeah,
they're inconsistent,
you're very consistent, yeah.
Like, I have not missed a week since I started weekly.
Yeah.
and it's crazy to think that now. Too crazy to think that.
That's the thing. Like, so money it's not sustainable doing things for money.
Yeah.
And I think
money will come, but you have to progress, not just in yourself, but also in the stuff you do, what you make, and just wait for your turn.
That's the thing, because I've from a young age, I think this is the only thing motivating me, because the only thing I knew, like, I have a lot of things in life that I want. I'm a very materialistic person, and I don't think that's bad.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, yeah, you're gonna leave this world, you're not gonna have any materials, but while I'm here, I'm gonna enjoy them. Yeah. You know, I'm gonna see what this world has to offer and own it, and, you know, have fun with it, all that stuff. So well, obviously I need money for that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I want a gaming den with the most expensive PC, with the most expensive
posters.
That's a
gaming den, you know.
Oh, den. Oh, yeah, it's crazy. I can have another podcast just on this.
Jesus
Christ. I want a flashy car. To be fair, the car though, this year I've become. Not a Mustang is what I've always wanted. A Mustang, not like a Ferrari or something like that.
I've only wanted a Range.
Oh yeah, that's
Range Rover is probably the only thing. I don't know why. I think it's because I was young. My dad loved 4x4 cars.
Yeah.
My dad or my uncle, something.
People that switch to 4x4 fall in love and they can never go back. I think it's just that jump from experience. Yeah. It must be so much different.
Yeah.
But
maybe the R8 too, by the way.
Oh, the R8, my goodness. But anyway, yeah. Oh, the R8. But then I don't know. This year I've become a lot more environmentally aware, and I'm thinking, you know what, it's just for show if I wanted that, so maybe I'm better, like, especially with the way Teslas are going. Apart from that,
Tesla, you know, yeah, I swear they might make the first fucking floating car, bro. Hovercraft thing.
I was thinking about this. What's the point in the floating car? I think if there was a proper use for it, we would have had it by now.
And I think it's because, sooner or later we will need it. Need a floating. We will need to travel through air instead of fucking roads, because of the fact we've got the, as you said, environment.
That's a good point.
Hurricanes, all this other shit.
Yeah, it might be safer.
We might be not just safer.
Because it already is safer. It's already safer in the plane.
Just the fucking just to go. We have to go somewhere.
Yeah.
It's mad to say, but
how crazy is that?
It's crazy.
So yeah, I think I've been doing a lot of future thinking lately.
Bruv, I've been doing it too. Like last week, we talked about how since it's 2020, how long do you left we got till we get the floating cars?
Yeah.
Like floating cars, we've like hovercrafts, like all the Star Wars shit.
Yeah. Oh, I was playing Star Wars today, Battlefront 2. Oh my goodness.
When are we going to get that shit?
Yeah.
That's the thing. Not like the war shit, but just like the floating.
The thing is though,
all that
with
shit.
every advancement, war uses it. You know.
With another example in film, like what you call it, Iron Man. Remember when he said like,
"Oh, what a good film."
You're Iron Man, yeah. All right, cool. But we need to use your thing. But he says, "No, fuck that shit."
Yeah. Well, you can see throughout the start, like how he did profit off war, and then he just realized all of a sudden, "Oh, I'm the one killing these people."
Yeah, I'm the one who's causing wars.
Yeah.
Against my country.
Because what is it? The person who made the first, it might have been AK-47, or I think it was AK-47 who made it, regretted it.
Yeah.
Because of everything that came.
I've heard some stories of like people that made in Asian culture, like especially Japanese culture, like making certain samurai swords, and they're like they regret making it. I mean, like, blacksmiths. And
I love the whole dynasty history and things like that with Asian culture. That's one of my favorite.
My friend's in Japan right now for 7 weeks. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
He's in Japan right now.
So again, I was really young when I went to China, but we visited like Forbidden Palace.
I want to do that shit,
Kingdom.
man.
Honestly, do it.
But the only reason I think I won't do it is because stereotype shit. Western people, as Asians, when we go back to our Asian roots, they always say, "Yeah, you're American. You're British. You're in the Western culture. What are you doing? You're not Asian."
Oh, as in like your own family.
Yes.
Oh, you get it from. So one thing I get is with my accent. When I speak Iranian, they make fun of my Iranian accent. When I speak English, they make fun of my English accent. I'm like, what? You can't win. it's so
I
frustrating.
can't win anywhere, bro.
I get no, but you're like whenever I go to Iran, as the more I go and stuff like that, I do get like, oh yeah, but you Westerners, you know, you probably wouldn't like this stuff. You
This
guys are
is what
posh,
I
like,
mean,
oh,
bro. This is why I feel like I shouldn't be back in the Philippines for a longer time than I should.
How often?
Now.
How often?
I haven't been since the last decade. I haven't been.
Wow, yeah, that's long.
Because of the fact that I wasn't even raised long enough in the city in Philippines, and the fact that I'm so westernized now that if I go there, they'll just look at me and say,
They know you're. They think of you as foreign.
they not just that, but they're also trying to be like, what else has he got on him? What flashy stuff is he wearing?
Really?
That's why when you go to foreign countries, you can't, or go back to your roots, do not bring flashy clothes.
No.
Don't bring anything like anything that's a possibility, bro. I'm not bringing my AirPods, fam.
Oh, I've never.
I would never bring my AirPods that I've got on right now. I am giving you the wire.
Yeah.
That's how you know I'm poor, bro.
Well, it used to be. I remember being told there used to be a thing whenever the first iPhone came out, and if you had that white stereotypical, you know, remember the old adverts? It was all the white earphones.
With this
If you had that,
jack, yeah,
you were getting mugged.
yeah,
You were asking to
you
get
were
mugged.
rich.
Yeah.
You were rich.
Yeah.
If you had that, you were rich.
I don't think that's definitely not a thing now.
Shit.
Identifying people like that, it's crazy.
It's mad to say. It's mad to say, right? The fact that you can't progress, you can't be a progressive person when you go back to your own country.
It's hard, but it's the thing with
It's
all the
weird.
different cultures and stuff like that.
It's weird.
You can't. It's very hard to merge the two, you know.
Yeah, but it is. Sometimes I'm like, I can't really be angry at that because they didn't have the privilege that I have had.
Oh, 100%. You can't blame. Yeah, no, yeah, that's
Oh,
exactly
God.
it. Yeah, I think oftentimes whenever I used to go, coming towards the end of when I used to go, it'd be like, oh look, we have the same thing you have and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, that's good. You can't say anything, you know. What like they're effectively stunting on you, but like you don't want to say anything because like they've been deprived from it.
Yeah, they were deprived from it for so long that when they actually get it, they want to flex.
Yeah.
And
Which
it's their right
natural.
to.
Yeah.
And it's their right to,
Yeah.
because when you've been,
And they value it much more than we do,
oh my lord,
which you
Jesus.
should.
Fam,
you know.
go to like third world countries and shit,
Makes you appreciate things.
bro. Like, they don't even care having internet, and and when we go there,
And
we
you
are
don't have
crying
internet.
for internet.
Honestly, thinking back over it now, it's embarrassing how much it affected me that I didn't have internet.
It's fucking annoying. It's mad.
Mm.
It's mad how we are actually addicted to the internet.
100%. I can live without it. I couldn't live without it. I
It's
need
weird
to be connected.
Is that weird to say?
It is. It feels weird to say, but it's the truth. I could not function. Never mind in my job, but socially and everything. Maybe, okay, to be fair, socially, but in my job, I could not survive without my internet. I couldn't provide.
The internet is a double-edged sword, though. I always say
Oh, yeah.
this. Like, as an example as
You
well.
can't police things on the internet.
Bro, the perfect example, as of recently as well, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry.
What?
That is the most perfect example right now.
So they've
said,
is that renouncing the crown?
yeah, they're kind of renouncing it,
Because he would have
But
been
they
next in
still-
line, right?
but they still,
Hmm.
they're stepping away from their duties. I don't think they're renouncing the crown.
Oh.
Their titles. They're renouncing from doing anything royal.
And then
Making appearances to South America,
Okay.
various other things like
but
that.
they're also renouncing the financial that comes with that, because
yes
I
and
saw
no.
that-
Yes
yeah.
and no, because they still want the protection for the police from the police
Yeah.
as well, and they still want access to a certain royal home,
Okay. Which is understandable.
which is understandable. But a lot of people now are saying they shouldn't say that. If you want to be out, just go
Go out.
fully out. Don't rely on funding,
yeah.
and don't get your own place and do so and so forth.
I'd be, if I was in a position, I'd be scared to go out though.
But did you see Prince Harry's reaction?
No.
When he said, like, I've lost one woman to woman I love to this. I don't want to I want to protect my family now.
Damn. You can't.
Remember?
You can't fault
Remember?
that. Yeah.
Who's his mother?
Yeah, Diana. Oh man, that's hard.
You've already there's already suspicions what's going on in the royal family. There's already these things of like how being an outsider of the royal family is already like everyone's on you for crud.
Yeah.
Now your wife is not just outside of the royal family, famous to a degree.
Was the whole thing about how she's explicit in her acting?
But also, mixed
sweet,
race.
man. Huh?
Mixed race. It's race as well.
Really?
Definitely.
See, I
It
don't.
involves that. Being the first black woman, royal black woman in this family, and also, remember, one famous I'm not gonna say his name. One famous journalist decided to say Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's child looks like a monkey. That's already something about racism already.
Yeah.
It's not just classism in this sense.
Yeah.
And also there's this, they're trying to debate on why is she crying a lot, why is she doing this, because she's also said like she doesn't feel good because this is something new to her and she's already like
of course
that's that social media again. We like I'll call it ethnic Twitter. Yeah. We have backed her so much.
Oh yeah,
because
really
we are also, to a degree, let's be honest, yeah, we do not own this country, innit?
I mean, when it comes to semantics, yeah,
yeah, but
right.
in a racial sense,
okay,
we do not belong nor belong to this country. We don't own this country. We don't have the rights. To a degree, we don't have a right. The only reason we're here is for better living, and also due to the other circumstances of what history has made from this country. Windrush, other stuff, like how, personally, this is me, British people have exploited the Asian culture to a degree.
Yeah.
Do you know that the most favorite dish from English people is chicken tikka masala?
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
Indian food, bruv.
I was thinking about this. What? So, because I know we don't have this in Iran, but there's nowhere else. I'm gonna confidently say there's nowhere else that says, "Oh, I'm in France." It's like, "Oh, we specialize in British food." What is British food? What is it?
What?
Sausages
Pies
and mash?
and mash.
Yeah, it's not
Fish and chips.
Yeah. Oh
that fish
my
and
goodness.
chips part is not probably not even British.
But
bruv.
I had that revelation in the moment of sadness. I was like, oh, British don't really have anything to claim as their own dish, because people like in
pie and mash is kind of.
Oh yeah, but like, why? I wouldn't be proud of that.
I've never had pie and mash.
It's good. It's good. It depends on pie. Obviously, I'm a pie person.
What's the one with the fish? Is it like it's like a fish sauce type of thing? I forgot what it's called.
Quiche?
I don't know, but there's like pie. It's like
Quiche isn't fish.
So I forgot what it's called, man. It's like with mash and like a certain type of sauce underneath it. It's like pie and mash, but it's like probably.
Well, again, I don't know because I don't think
I
of
don't even
fish
know,
food as being
but-
a thing.
Yeah, like fam.
But going back to that, so in terms of you were saying that you were saying that that ethnicity doesn't have claim to this country. So what are you saying that in terms of Meghan Markle?
I think it's just because they.
Did that bring maybe?
Yeah.
Some of it, is that what you meant? Like
yeah,
that's why she's doing
because this country, to a degree, let's all be honest, like this country, the fact that it has last last 2 decades maybe, ethnic culture has risen in popularity
big time.
Northern
Ireland was it's always a good few years behind England. Whenever I went back, I was so happy to see how much more diverse it came, because whenever I was in Northern Ireland, I went to the most diverse school there was, high school there was.
Yeah.
So that would be the only place where I see such a diversity. But then when I went back for Christmas just there, it was so nice to see.
Yeah, but it's starting to, obviously we're still starting to progress in general, because there's still of the old mindset of racism to a degree. There's always documentaries about it. There's always other stuff about it. Piers Morgan is a perfect example of that. He needs to go get run over by a bus to a degree, allegedly.
Yeah.
And all them shits there. But but like for real, like my man said, what he was saying, like why is Meghan Markle nagging? You should have expected this. you don't expect anything when you go into something new.
Yeah, exactly. 'Cause it's something new.
So
You have
many
nothing to expect.
So many different twists and turns from everything.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting thing. So it definitely affected her mental health, especially after the baby. It's something, so much other stuff, like maybe depression and other stuff as well. Like they're gonna go obviously stay in America now. They've said, and like just for Harry to say, listen, even though William, the Queen, obviously all that stuff, was it? Is it Catherine? Is it Catherine? William's wife. I forgot his
Katie.
name.
Oh, William's wife.
Yeah. Is it Cat? Is it
Kate.
Kate?
Kate.
Yeah, Kate. Sorry,
Kate. Not Katie.
Kate. Yeah, like all that is my family, but I have my own family now to protect.
Yeah. That's a big thing. It's very well put.
I don't think William would be saying that.
No. What do you think about the monarchy?
I'm not educated enough though.
We're lucky in that people who are born into it are generally quite nice people.
Oh yeah, very nice. Very nice. I think they're very nice.
Because we've seen people who've been elected into things and
yeah, I think they're very nice, but not but in behind the scenes is where you'll see the real them. So I definitely want to see what's going on behind it.
Sure, you don't get much behind the scenes. It's very private, isn't it?
They have to be.
Agreed.
Remember when Prince Harry and Prince William went on crud when they were young, doing up shit in Vegas and that, Nazi uniforms, all this other shit, like going around naked in the hotel corridor, all that other shit.
Those boys.
Now, what? So,
do you know what's interesting? We were talking about Piers Morgan and stuff. It's so interesting to see because there's always the media. Let me get this right. It's very right wing, isn't it? No, left wing. Left wing.
Yeah.
Usually on the side of like diversity, on the side of doing the right thing.
Yeah.
But that every time I've seen it, that never portrays in election results and things like that. Maybe because we have an aging population. And a lot of them aren't on social media. It's like with Brexit, everyone was like, "Why would we leave?" All this stuff, and then Brexit happened. With
no, Brexit happened. We're currently
it hasn't even.
We're still in debates.
Yeah.
About Brexit. And now the old people are like, oh my god, what the fuck is going on? Like, why is it taking so long?
But then you have, and then in terms of the last election, who was going to be elected, what party was going to be elected, it was clearly very pro-Labour, not even close when it came to the elections. It's very interesting to see that.
I think also it's class with when it comes to politics, it's classism.
It's classism. Yeah. It is. Well, because I think because they make it classist.
Yeah.
Especially with Labour's points, they were very much this part of the society will be taxed this much, this about. So it's made to be classist.
Yeah.
And for that reason, it inevitably is.
Imagine, we don't have classism in the politics sense. Everyone gets financially stable to a certain degree. All we got to deal with is crime.
Yeah. This
would would we even be crime in a sense of illegal stuff and other stuff? Normal crime that we experience now, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you think we would be better off as a world, not as a country, as a world?
So the whole basis of a government, of politics, which is strayed so far from what it is now, is to be there for the people.
Yeah.
It's to be there to suit everyone, to help everyone.
And have no biases.
No biases. That's the complete opposite way of every party's going. Every party. So that's why whenever it comes to election, everyone's like, "Oh yeah, I went for the least worst one."
What was the party that said they're legalizing weed?
Green Party?
I think it was Lib Dems.
Oh, it was Lib Dems. It might have been Lib Dems.
Green Party or Lib Dems. And people were like, "Yo, we might have to vote for them."
yeah.
I was like, right.
And then people were talking about strategic votes and things like that.
But did you see the stat of how many people didn't vote?
Didn't vote? No, I didn't actually.
I think it was like.
Was it high?
Yeah, it was the highest out of all of them.
I thought it would have been. I think because of everything happening. Because I voted.
Let's say the thing, yeah. So Labour was about 13 mil, 15 mil for Conservative, I think 17 to 18 mil.
Didn't
Did vote.
Shit, that's crazy.
Look at the 13 mil to 18 mil.
Do you think people?
And that's only the top. That's only the top 2 parties.
Shit, yeah.
The others were like maybe 10 mil, maybe
Still
5 mil.
significant.
Yeah.
Do you think people are just done with politics, especially in the
People
UK?
just maybe people are just too scared to make the wrong decision, and also not
Yeah,
educate themselves.
Because especially the way it is, I'm definitely at that. I didn't do any politics stuff like that. I had to do a lot of reading this time around. Whenever I was determined to vote,
Yeah.
it's intimidating, especially whenever it's meant to be something that everybody's meant to get involved in. It's
and
not
it affects
easy.
you. It will affect you.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah. And we'll see it really harshly, especially if Brexit happens, man. That's scary stuff.
My parents are like, "Yo, if Brexit happens, I think we're okay. If the country's okay," and I was like, "Are you sure?"
The schools are screwed. There was one thing about
There's
the
a lot
prediction.
of free thing. A lot of the stuff that's free now for some of us
Yeah.
will be affected. Schools, NHS. Well, I don't know about NHS yet, but because
No, NHS is definitely affected. It'll be privatized.
do you
if
think
Brexit
the
happens.
whole of NHS is privatized?
NHS, the way it's going, it'll be stupid not to say that you're certain it's not gonna last. It's not gonna last. It won't. Well, we don't know how long it's gonna last. If anything will change, but the way it's going now, it's not lasting. And any GP will tell you that.
Yeah.
Any GP will tell you that. My GP told me that. The first time I told him, I was like, really? A world without NHS? Surely not. And I was thinking, I was like, well, of course, like all the stress is under. I think we just spent so much money reviving Trident, our nuclear deterrent program.
Oh yeah.
Which basically we have a submarine. The UK has a submarine that doesn't tell anybody where they are and around the world, just in case anything happens. Blah blah blah. So it's a deterrent. If that money was used, just not doing that, because basically the whole premise is like, do we take the chance in that if someone launches a nuke at us, they know that we won't launch one back? Because what happens anyway is that everybody's gonna die.
Well, listen, bruv.
They use that for the NHS instead.
And also the reason they're saying that because of obviously we all know the rumors of China and Russia, what they're on crud for.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've already told stuff that's going with Trump and shit.
Yeah.
It's mad.
Again, not to keep on to the politics, but it's so crazy how, because China and Russia, you know, all those big powers, is definitely something to be feared about. Let's not forget that America did use nukes twice on China.
Oh fuck yeah, bruv! I thought Korea would be involved to a certain degree.
What was like
as well.
North Korea? Oh my god, I'm gone. It was like, wait,
I was like, wait, North Korea might be on crud, you know.
Do you remember that? Do you remember the whole?
Do you
Do you remember how scary that was?
Remember, listen, the fact that Kim Jong
I forgot about that.
Remember, Kim Jong Un said Korea won the World Cup. He turned off all the TV that revolved the World Cup in the country, in North Korea, and said we won the fucking World Cup. Wait, what? Are you dumb?
Oh my goodness! Do you remember we were on the brink of war with North Korea as well?
Oh fuck yeah!
That was at the very start.
Scared as to shit.
Yeah, that was the start of Trump's presidency, I think. First 2 years at least, I think it was.
Bruv, I was scared when he was already being friends with Putin, bruv.
Oh my, yeah.
That was scary to shit.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, you want war like that?
The one thing that came from that,
because we all do. It's weird to say, just because Russia is huge.
Massive. Oh yeah, they've got a lot of resources, but the one thing that us the Iranians were very happy about was that we're very good with Russians, because we do a lot of export with them, import as well. So that was the one good thing about Trump coming in. It was like, oh, well, at least, you know, Putin can be his little puppet.
Yeah.
You know, no, sorry, Trump can be Putin's puppet.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But now,
Oh my goodness.
this is gonna be interesting.
There's not gonna be a World War III.
We pray in it.
Not from this.
We
Not from
pray.
this.
We just pray.
100%.
Did you see the guy that said he was
from the future?
Yeah.
So whenever all that was happening, I was really depressed, and this is the first time that I couldn't look at memes, like all the World War III memes. They were funny, but like, there's the memes, especially as edgy as they are now, is always at the expense of someone.
Yeah.
And this time it was at the expense of me, and I was not happy about it, but I was okay with it.
Yeah.
So I couldn't really look at it. So I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of it.
Was it?
He was literally predicting like.
But was it posted in the past?
Yeah, it was like early 2000s.
Okay, and it just came up, and it was like
it can
exactly.
remember. They were like, people, do you remember this when this came out?
And what was it saying?
Like he predicted Trump's presidency, who's gonna because remember Iran was the last place he was gonna be bombed under Trump's rule.
Yeah.
So this and he named the order very well.
Crazy.
And he says
it's like Simpsons.
There's going to be, trust me, there's a possibility of. He was saying World War III will only last 3 years.
Oh.
And I'm like, I don't want World War to last 3 years at all. I want to stay alive for 3 years extra.
Yeah.